Good morning. So today is wrapping up July. We're into August now. So I wanted to give you a little update on our garden. And Prince Charming is gonna insert his little 2 cents into this video too, I think. Yesterday I had the very unfortunate experience of sliding down our deck stairs and landing square on my tailbone. So today is a really painful day, but it's also a thankful day because I'm very thankful for vertical gardening today, where I don't have to bend over, I don't have to pick things off the ground, and whatever is on the ground, my kids can deal with today. So they've got 2 more days of school, woohoo, till school, and that's really great. And so they can be a little bit helpful to me today. But it's kind of transitioning time. So a lot of the plants that I planted in May are done and they're ready to be pulled out, and new things are ready to be put in for the fall. And so we've already been doing that over the past maybe 1 or 2 weeks. So here is right there our new little shoots of bush beans, and hopefully those will be ready in like mid-September or so, and that's really exciting to get 1 more round of green beans out of these guys. My corn has seen better days, but it's still growing. You can see it's kind of leaning. So to all my neighbors who are corn farmers, I'm sorry, it's pitiful looking corn, but it's still growing. And so we're gonna try, and then next year we'll figure it out and do it better. But for this year, we're just trying to hold it up and keep the corn standing and see what we can do. Poor corn. So the green beans are still doing well. Thankfully, even though the bush beans have stopped growing, these pole beans are still alive and kicking, and that makes it really great for me today when I don't really want to bend over and do a lot of work. For those of you in the past who have been a part of my life and you know all my stories about back injuries, and I was robbed about 8 years ago before we bought our homestead, and at that time I broke a vertebrae in my back, and ever since then from time to time it irritates it. So falling yesterday wasn't the greatest thing, but if you have any kind of injuries or things like that, vertical gardening is the way to go for you. It doesn't mean gardening is out. It doesn't mean that you can't do things on your homestead. There's always better days and always worse days. So, you know, we just get up and we do the things that we need to do. And this gives me a reason to wake up in the morning, to get up and do jobs that I love. So I'm excited about these green beans today. And yesterday, or I guess Saturday, my kids helped me pick 82 pounds of spaghetti squash from our plant that had finished growing, and those plants are about ready to come out of here. You can see they're kind of looking a little bit scraggly right there on that vine, so they're almost done. The zucchini is something I'm going to let my kids deal with today. If there's any more zucchini on there, we're going to pick it, and those are going to come out, and we will be planting some fall things in that row pretty soon. If not this week, probably next week. So it is really exciting. It's a good transition time. We also have our first bell pepper that's starting to turn, which is a lot of fun. Let me see if I can get down in here and show you this. There it is. So probably it looks like this week we're going to be picking bell peppers, which is very exciting. I have a row full of them. You can see this whole little short row right here is bell peppers and banana peppers and jalapenos. We have a lot of green peppers right now, but there's a few of them that are starting to turn, and it's going to be exciting to pick those and freeze them and cook them and do whatever we need to do with those. The tomatoes are still growing. They are right in, this is their perfect picking time. We got a little burst of rain last week, which has really just sent them into this ripening mode, and they are excited. I had to start All the way down there, right there is our cherry tomatoes. And I had to start pruning those off at the top because they were starting to break. They had gotten almost 6 feet tall. It was a little bit much. So I cut those down from the top and just pruned them back a little bit, and they have really been taken off. So any of my local friends, if you're interested in cherry tomatoes, I still have some growing. They're coming in. So the broccoli is just about done. You can see this little guy right here is my last little remaining brassica, and he's kind of holding on, but we're going to plant some other things in this empty row behind it and in the broccoli row. So hopefully, again, that will be sometime this week. And the really cool part is all those watermelons and pumpkins that I planted earlier are starting to grow. So this row right here is potatoes, and they're slowly starting to die out. And then we've got this, which is our watermelon row. These two right here. So that one over there. And then we've got 2 rows of pumpkins and a cantaloupe at the end. So it's exciting to see those already taking shape, and that watermelon is already starting to grow and vine, which is really amazing. Most people get their watermelon in July. I'm sitting here planting mine for a late September harvest. So hopefully we'll have some good weather all the way up through October. But I'm thinking it's gonna turn out really good. This weekend, my husband and I spent a lot of time painting our chicken coop, and it's looking really great, and we sealed it. Everything was all fun and games until I accidentally painted a chicken who decided to crawl out of this nesting box, and she jumped up here, and I went to catch her, and I had the paintbrush in my hand, and so her little neck got painted, but she was happy and a good trooper about it. And my daughter was in there holding the chicken, so she came out, and we had wet wipes available and got all the paint off the poor little chicken. So that was a really good deal. No chickens were harmed in the painting process, but it's coming along really nicely. So we wanted to get that sealed up before winter time, and it was already starting to kind of warp a little, and so we just had to attend to that. So this morning, my little birdies are doing so great. Our roosters are starting to practice crowing. So you can kind of hear them now. They are just growing up. They are officially 3 months old today. The youngest one was born on May 1st. So they are 3 months old and happy. And by 4 months old, I think that's when the crowing begins. So that's going to be a really exciting time. My dog came out this morning and was just looking around and absolutely confused. We thought a chicken had been hurt, and it turns out it was just trying to crow. That's all, just trying to crow. But they are loving this run. As soon as I open the gate to this moat in the morning, they all run out here, and probably they'll follow me if I keep walking over. They love being where I am, and they think that I mean food. So yep, here they all come. They are amazing little birds. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My husband put together this little 5-gallon water last night with some cups. We started noticing that they were sloshing some things around in the coop and getting the straw and bedding all wet, and that was really gross. And so we've been trying to experiment with a couple of things to see what we could do to kind of keep that down, keep the water down for them. And it works so far. Last night, they are really enjoying this little 5-gallon water. They think it's like a playground. Good morning, Joshua. So these little chicks are just happy and healthy, and we're trying to make sure that they have fun and get hydrated on these warm days, and not make too big of a mess, because that's what chickens do best. They make big messes. And apparently this little guy likes seeing himself on the video, so that's awesome. Do you see yourself, Joshua? So I hope you guys have a wonderful start to your Monday, and I'll be posting some new updates soon.